Hey, good evening, folks. How you doing? Doug Henwood, the Number Cruncher, back with another show for you. We're going to look at the standardbreds at Woodbine Mohawk Park for Friday, April the 19th. I like to always start by going back and let you know how we've been doing, and by even measuring, we need to identify how we're measuring. Well, I've been I'm an exactor and trifecta guy, so typically I like to play $1 exacta box, $1 try box. That's a $12 bet. So we'll take my top three selections in each race. If I can get an exactor, or if I can get all three and get the try, then I'll have a return. And if nothing else, that allows us to just get a feel how things are going versus the norm, I suppose. And typically I'm going to have some losing nights because that's not an easy measuring stick. And it definitely will take a reasonable try to put us on the right side of the line. So for last Friday the 12th, we lost 49 bucks. Again, not too bad considering we're betting $12 a race, 11 races. So we got a little something back here and there. And the following Saturday night, the 13th, had a decent night, made $178. Most of that coming from the third race where we gave out the exacta and a $210 try. So that's what we're looking for. And if we can kind of hang in with that, give out some winners. There's some pick fours I'm going to post on X. Hopefully add them all together and there's some value in what I'm offering you guys. So happy to do that. Remember too, this is the home of objective handicapping. So in addition to me taking all the information and giving you some selections, before I do, I want to give you front half information, middle move information, adjusted closing quarter info, and then I want to encourage you to be following your track bias by charting the top four horses at the quarter pole, top four horses at the finish, and understand what kind of a track bias we might be looking at. And I call all of that. I call taking the program apart and looking at the pieces and actually playing the horses that are the best. I call that objective handicapping, because there's lots of other ways to make your selections, and I'm for sure you can use that at least as a base. And then when you're going to factor in drivers and trainers, all the other things, whether we've had any success with a horse in the past, it's pretty easy to go down the garden path. I find it's nice to take the subjectivity out of it, or at least minimize it. And we can do that by understanding what the program is really saying when we consistently try to pull that information from it. So that's the story. I have a little spreadsheet that I use for myself. I'm happy to send it to you. It gives you a summary of all the information I talk about in the broadcast. There's also a spot for actual results, profit and loss, and some comments. It's not a bad way to summarize your evening and start to get a feel for how to best utilize this information. So I'm happy to send that to you if you'll give me a request by email at thenumbercruncher365@gmail.com. Well, there you go. That's 4 minutes into the show, and I haven't said anything relating to what's going on Friday night. So let's do it. Friday night, April the 19th. Here's what the program says, and here's some selections from me. Race number 1, front half pick, 5 with 8, and then 2-7 tied for third. Middle move horses, we don't have any. Adjusted closing quarter, it's the 10. And then a tie for second between 3 and 7. So right off the bat, I'm jumping into deep waters by suggesting I'm going to offer up the 10 horse. No Angel Like Me. 28-2, 3 starts down, ignoring the distance and the break in the middle there. 28-2, that really is as good as you're going to see on this program in a race. So the 10 hole is not great, but again, this is a deep look and a potential winner for you. So there you go. The 10, give them at least a look. No Angel Like Me. For second, I like the 7, Zip Me Up. For third, the 3, Classic Magic. and probably the favorite ER Norma in the 2-hole. Horse is a little bit of a time bomb. It's certainly coming together the last couple of races. Louis Raw stays, so that could be tough. You definitely can't leave him off your ticket, but for me, I'm factoring him in at 4th. So 10, 7, 3, 2 in the first race. Race number 2, the front half speed, 9, 5, and 1. Middle move horse is the 6. Adjusted closing quarter is 5, and then 6, and then a two-way tie, 4 and 8 for 3rd. Which leads me to my selection. It looks like the 5 to me, Parisian Blue Chip. It's one of those things you see so often, a good horse just simply dropping because it's a little bit off form. And this is pretty darn low for Parisian Blue Chip. It's our second best speed. It's our best closing horse. Got to put it on top. Parisian Blue Chip for the win. For second, the 6, Twin Bee Tipster, running a little better lately. For third, the 4, Yes, I'm Hungry. And the 9, Big Diamond for 4th. So 5, 6, 4, 9 in the second. Race number 3, a tie for the front half speed with 1 and 6. And 5 is the 3rd pick. We have no middle move horses. Adjusted closing quarter is 6, 4, and 1. Selection-wise, we'll stick with that closers and go with the 6 horse, Captain Wania. 27 and 4 is the best adjusted closing quarter on the program. It also tied as the speed. So it's great when your horse has enough speed to leave and get good position. And then coming home, you're confident that he's actually a good closer as well. So 6 on the top, Captain Wania. For second, 4, Steamer. Third, the 1, Captain the Can-Am Banker. And the 5 horse, Wheels A-Blazing for 4th. 6, 4, 1, 5 in the third. Race number 4, front half speed, 8, 1, 7. No middle move horse again. Adjusted closing quarter, 9, 2, and 4. So my selections, I'm going to stick with the 9. Warrawee for Laura. This horse is looking great. 3 in a row since you're here in the new year. So that's 4 starts, 3 wins in a second. You can't do much better than that. So the 9 Warrawee for Laura on top. For second, Giggity, Giggity, Giggity. Out of nowhere, the last couple of starts really looking tough. Could actually go wire to wire. Who knows? So certainly I like 9 and 8. For third, the 2 Chalk Hanover. And 1 Manhawk for 4th. I'll come back and give you a 20-cent pick 4 once we're through the sequence too. So race number 5, front half speed, 5, 3, and then a tie between 1 and 8 for third. No middle move horse. Adjusted closing quarter, 8 and 10 are tied. And then 3 and 4 are tied for third. And again, I'm not doing any handicapping on this stuff. I'm not making any decisions for you. I'm simply telling you the numbers that are showing up in the program when you actually do the calculations. All of that led me in this race to select the 10. She's Beer League as the selection. The 8 Cadillac for second, definitely improving, coming on. Monk, the 3 horse for third, and 5 Kevin Anthony for 4th. He's been letting folks down consistently. Second ahead, last time's a little bit better for sure. Go to race number 6. I have a front half speed of 7 and 8 tied, and then the 5 tied for, the 5 is the 3rd pick. Middle move horse, we got one. We're coming up with the 1 horse, Tyrone Bowtie's got a 4.5. That's actually in the, if you take the scratched race out, the break stride race out, it's right there, 7.5 lengths behind to 3 behind, that's 4.5. It's on the low end. I would prefer a bigger number there, but you know, that's good enough to have us have a look at that horse. So Tyrone Bowtie. And closing quarter horses, 3, and then 8 and 5. Selection-wise, this is a nice race. This is the Little Stake, the Canadian Sire Graduate Series. Some good ones in here, ones that are meant to be good. And yet I'm going to hang my hat on the one that's been, again, having a great 2024, like Chaos. Just missed last time, got speed. 26 and 3, 2 starts back. That would definitely leave it very close with these guys. So like Chaos on top. For second, the 4, Ghostly Casper. For third, the 8, Tuscan Prince. And 5, Hasty Bid for fourth. That's race 6. Race number 7, front half speed, 8, 1, and 10. No middle move horses. Adjusted closing quarter is 6, 9, and 4. So my selections at race, whoa, I love this 6-horse. Sorcha Sealster. Couple of qualifiers. Last qualifier, 26 and 1. But you know what? That doesn't look to be a fluke. We go back to August when she was running. She's got a 26 and 3 where she closed from well back to finish third, beating a length and a quarter. So this horse looks like it's got good ability. So Sorcha Sealster right on top. For second, the 8, PL Rincinia. For third, the 9, Ace 44 Bella. And the 4, Catch Some Sun for fourth. That's in the 7th. So we'll take you back to that 4th race. Offer up a 20-cent pick 4. In the 4th, we'll try 8 and 9. In the 5th, 8, 10. In the 6th race, 3, 4, 5, 8. And then in the final leg, we're going to try that 6-horse Sorcha Sealster. We're going to key it. So not too big of an investment there. In fact, I think you're looking at $3.20, and that's how I like it. No sense throwing a ton of money at these multi-leg races unless you can be pretty confident you're going to collect and actually make a little money. That's race 7. Race 8, we have a tie for the front half speed between 1 and 4, and 9 is third pick. Middle move, it's the 6. Adjusted closing quarter, a tie again with 7 and 9, and then a tie for third with 5 and 6. So selection-wise, I like the 7, Tricky McWicky. Again, it's the 27 and 4 closing quarter. That's an adjusted number for 2 starts back. That would put this horse in a good spot. For second, I've come up with one of the speed horses, the One Great Bet. I have to disclose that this is actually, I've got a 1% share of this horse through the stable, and it's amazingly exciting to see this horse make its seasonal debut. I'm hopeful we'll have a good year with Great Bet. I put him second. I'm hoping for more, but just got to get the year going, and we'll see how it goes. Pretty excited, though. For third, the 6, JMR Speakaway, definitely improving and coming on lately. Got a nice 6.5 middle move, and he followed that up with a 28 closing quarter. I love it when they combine those two. So this horse figures actually, and at, I guess his price is going to come down as he continues to do better. For fourth, the 9, Tamworth Boy, 7-1-6-9 here in the 8th. Race number 9, front half speed, 1, 7, and 3. Middle move horses, it's 4 and then 8. Adjusted closing quarter, again, it's the 4. And then a tie with 5 and 8 for second and third. I'm afraid I've introduced some subjectivity into this race. Just listening to the numbers I just gave you, I could argue I should simply be on the 4, Mist Amber. I got a big middle move and a 26 and 2. We're going 4 races down for that, but that's just a monstrous race, and it hasn't been running badly. But you're just in here against some horses that last year were in some good races, and I think were intended to be quite good. So I'm going to step out and jump on the 1. One Last Wish is my pick. 6 for 16 last year, a 150 and 1. And super qualifier last time. We'll go with the 1 on top. For second, Talk Curdy to Me. Just running great since coming in from Meadowlands. Another good one. We'll try Mist Amber, the 4 for third. And then for fourth, Cheesy Smile, the 8th. So 1, 7, 4, 8 in the 9th. Race number 10, front half speed is 5. And then a 2-4 tie for second. No middle move horses, adjusted closing quarter, 3 on top with 4, 5. Selection-wise, again, it's tight. I think until they find a way to knock her off the throne, we're going to keep playing and offering up Mickey 6. The 4 horse was purchased privately a couple of starts back, and I think that the new connections and the trainer, Greg McNair, now are pretty confident they got a good one. So Mickey 6 on top. For second, the 7, Distant Lover. This is another one that just had a heck of a good year last year and followed that up with 2 beautiful qualifiers to prep for this race. So going to give Distant Lover the second choice, and 5, Cheese Party for third, 3 horse Kiss My Cheek for fourth here in the 10th. In the 11th and final, this is the Super High 5, front half speed. 3 was 7, 1, 6 are tied for third. Middle move horses 1 and 9 are tied, and the 2 is actually a tight third, only a half a length behind those 2, so they're all pretty close. 1, 9 on top with 2. Adjusted closing quarter, again, it's 1 and 2 tied with 7. So I look at it all, and personally, I've come up with the 1, Little Bearcat. This horse can be streaky, or certainly historically, I remember it being streaky. It come in and it can do a lot of damage, and it looks, when you're looking at the program, like the form is coming on, coincidentally, just when claimed and now in the hands of Robert Kyle Fellows. So I like the rail. This horse's ability to close, so we'll give Little Bearcat the nod, put it on top. For second, the 2, Take Your Breath Away. For third, the 3, All-Star Finest. I was impressed. This horse out of nowhere showed some speed last race, and coincidentally here at a lower level. So I'm not so sure I want to see it lead again, but I think if it can sit close and go back to some of its closing quarter abilities, it should find itself right in the hunt. So 3 for third, 7, Sweet Loving for fourth, and the 9, Mulligan Philly for fifth to round out the high 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 7, 9 here in the 11th. I'll just slide back to the 8th, see if I got, I do get a little 20-cent late pick 4 for you. In the first leg, it's 1 and 7. Then we go to 1, 4, 7, 8, and then 4, 5, and 7. And finally, in the last race, I'd like all of 1, 2, and 3. So we didn't spend much the first for the early pick 4. This time around, let's try for 1440. And hopefully we get one or both. So that's where we're at. That's Friday night at Woodbine Mohawk Park. I hope you can use some of this information. Hope you have some success. I'll certainly be following along. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.